Good evening, everybody, and welcome to an exciting experiment. Tonight I'm going to discover how hard is it to cut your own hair. Now let me take you tour of the implements I've assembled. So, I've got here some scissors. Whoops, the camera's backwards. Scissors. I've got all these guards here. I've got a beard trimmer. I don't have an actual hair clipper. A comb, brush. Then I have a spray bottle because they seem to spray your hair sometimes in the hair salon. I don't know exactly what that's for, but I assume that makes things easier. So I think this camera angle here should give you a good view of what I'm seeing in the mirror. Now, one challenge is that, I always have my glasses off when I get my hair cut, so I've never actually got a good view of what goes on. So my plan, I know they start from the sides and go kind of clean this part up first. So the guards here have like 1 and 2 stripes on them, so I'm going to guess that when I say I get a number 2 at the barber, that's what the number 2 here means. Does it? I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, so I'm going to clean up the sides here first and see how that goes. All right. I think this is taking off quite a bit more than at the barber, but it's too late to go back now. So we're just going to go with it and maybe get a really, really short haircut. So maybe I should have gone with number 3 or 4 first. I'm going against the grain here because that seems like the proper thing to do. You know what? I'm going to try and I'm going to do this part where the glasses sit and this part where the glasses sit. That way I can put my glasses back on and see a little better what's going on. Okay, now I'm going to put my glasses back on and see how bad I butchered this. This is going to be really awful. So it's quite a bit shorter than I intended. This is definitely not the number 2 that they use at the barber, the number 2 guard or whatever. This is like way, way shorter. But guess what? After I did that first stripe, I just kind of figured now I got to stick with it. So I'm going to kind of keep going around here and on the back. And then I'm going to worry about the top and the transition zone after that. But this was a really bad idea. But you know what? Nobody's really going to see this since I'm going to be in quarantine for like probably 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more weeks. Who knows? So I got a mirror here so I can see the back of my head. I guess one positive is I'm not going to be using as much shampoo. This doesn't seem to be taking nearly anything off. Well, yeah, this is really, really uneven. I'm going to look sort of like a crazy person. I had assumed the guard would create some sort of uniformity, but it seems to be not doing that. So the lesson I'm going to give you right now, don't try cutting your own hair. At a minimum, somebody else should do it, but probably wait until quarantine is over, then have a professional person do it, because this is terrible. Terrible. This is really, really bad. I guess the positive is, I should have, I was considering waiting a little longer and doing this, like later into quarantine when my hair was longer. But now, it's going to have longer to grow out, so it won't be as hideous. Now, I don't know. That seemed to be really, really bad there. So what I'm going to do is put on a much longer guard for the next little section here. And this didn't even come out even at all. It's really terrible. So I'm going to pick the one that says 3/8 of an inch. Nope. 3/8. Wait. Let's look at it. I'm going to pick 1/2 inch. So we're going to try the old 1/2 inch guard and see how that goes here. Maybe this is the one I should have started with. No, that's not taking off anything at all. Oh, take off a little bit there. Yeah, that's not taking off anything at all. So, you know what? We're going to switch it to the, what's next? 1/4 inch. We're going to try the 1/4 inch. All right. I think this should take off something. Yeah, it's taking off a little bit there. Okay, this is the one I should have started with in the first place. That is taking off a lot of hair. Like, a lot. Okay. Let's see how it goes over here. Oh, here's another hint I've discovered. It's a little better to go slower here. Maybe not so fast. And I think the against the grain seems to be working better. Yeah, against the grain, that's the secret here. Okay. Wow, this is going to look really, really, really bad. I'm going to have to wear a hat when I'm around any other human beings, even mowing the lawn. That's how bad this is. Alright, let's look at the back again. Oh, wow. This is all just botched and terrible. This one part's almost bald, which it seems like it's shorter than the minimum length that guard should have allowed me to cut it. So I don't even know how that happened. Like, how did the razor get closer to my head than the guard would allow when I was using that number 2 guard? And I tell you what, actually it looks like kind of like one of those floppy like hipster haircuts right now, like where it's real short on the side but real floppy on the top. So maybe I've achieved a somewhat stylish haircut at this point. Maybe I should leave it like this, but I don't know. Doesn't seem like me, but I don't think I could pull off this super cool hipster haircut. I am all covered in hair here too. You're probably seeing that. Or no, the camera can't quite see that. See, you see all this hair on my shirt? This is very unpleasant. Okay, so we got this floppy on the top thing going on here. This is the line. Can you see this? This is the line where I was using the way too short, and then I started using the proper one, but I randomly stopped there, so it's in the wrong place. And I'm somewhat tempted. See, I don't know how I can transition from this short to this longer here. Oh, I know what. When they do this in the barber, they put their hands like this, and they use the scissors, but I've only got a little bit of hair poking out, so that's not going to work. I think sometimes they use the comb. They use the comb and the scissors. But that's, I don't know if I could maintain a consistent distance there. So I'm gonna, let's see, before I was using 1/2 inch, right now I'm using 1/4 inch. So I'm going to, I think there's a 3/8 of an inch. So I'm going to use the 3/8 of an inch to try and achieve some sort of transition zone here. I have no clue. And I didn't know going into this how they did like what you call a fade, where it goes like smoothly from one length to the next. I still don't know how to do that. Maybe I should have Googled that, but I thought it would be a fun experiment for me and all you to try and find out together. And the question remains unanswered. See if we can get some kind of transition zone going on this side. This is really, really bad. This side is worse than the other. So let's go ahead and look at the back again here. Really, really bad. Maybe, I'm going to say the back is the worst part of all. Yeah, this is really bad in the back. Yeah. And all I did there was use one length. I think I only used one length on the back part. I still don't know how I can even try to fix the left side that I screwed up so bad. Alright, so I got a decision to make here. What to do on the top. Could I leave it like this long on the top? Well, I don't usually have it real long on the top. That 1/2 inch wasn't doing much on the sides, but maybe the 1/2 inch will take some off of the top. So let's try that. Alright, let's see if the 1/2 inch gives me a nice sort of, yeah, it's taking a little bit off there. Oh, and another, like, I guess positive here. I didn't really have that great of hair to begin with, so it's not like, some great loss to society here. I think having the real barber clippers instead of a beard trimmer would have helped also, because those are way wider. So it probably helps with the consistency. Yeah, this is gonna look jacked up. You know what maybe I would have done if I started over again? I know this is not how they do it at the real barber, but maybe I would have started from the top with this longer one and worked my way down the other way. I know that's not probably the proper way to do it, but the way I did it sure didn't work. I still have no clue what to do on this left side that's so terrible. I'm going to get some hair off of me. It's hard even to see what's going on here. Oh, I know what to do. They use a towel for this sometimes. Okay. So let's take a look. Keep getting hair in my mouth because I'm talking while I'm doing this. Okay. Well, you know, now that I look at it, the top isn't horrible. It's like not as good as when they use the scissors to cut it. You know, and it's definitely not even. Somehow it is not even though you would think this guard would prevent you from cutting things unevenly. I don't know how that is possible, but it is. I guess here's another challenge. I'm figuring this out right now. The hair is, you know, there's like cowlicks and whatever. So the hair, I said, you know, I'm trying to cut against the grain, but the hair, it's like swirling in some parts. So it's like, how do you cut against the grain there? You gotta twist this thing all around and go in all different directions. So, you know what? It's really bad, but I could have done worse, I guess. I wonder what I can do to fix this side. See, this side doesn't look as... This is bad, right? But it's not as bad. Okay, I got an idea. So when I screwed this up, I was using the number 2. And then when I was doing better, I was using the 1/4. So I think I have a number 3. Maybe that's the in-between length. So let's see if that sort of fixes this kind of in-between area. This is where it's really bad. Really bad over here. Let's try it. Oh, that's fixing it a little bit. It's still really bad. It's really bad, okay? What hair? I don't even know what direction the hair goes this way. Maybe like this way? Yeah, alright, alright. That's fixing it a little bit. Here's a shot. I need to get back. I need to take my glasses off for a minute. I think I didn't get all of it back here behind my ears. I think I've gone over 15 minutes now. I think YouTube or Facebook or something has a 15-minute limit. So we'll see. I don't know if this is even going to work to post this thing. I might just be talking to myself now. I don't even know if I want to post this thing. I have like some friends on Facebook who are like actual barbers. So this might be like a horror video for them, or not barbers, but stylists. The back is really, really bad. Like, I screwed that up royally when I used that too short one. And somehow, it just is totally uneven. I do not get how that happened. So, I guess I think we're gonna be quarantined for another 2, 3, 4 weeks. That's This should be enough to grow out to the normal length that I would have them cut it. So I'll go into the barber whenever they reopen, and I'm not going to do this again. I know that. I'm not going to try to cut my hair ever again, because this was a terrible, terrible idea. Let me see. I think I need a little more of a transition zone right here. I don't know where the top of your head stops and the side of your head starts. Well, I guess in a perfect world it has a smooth transition, so there's not like a big old line there, but that's what I've managed to accomplish here. So I think we're pretty much done here. I'm gonna take a little once over here. We'll take a once over. Not completely terrible, but still really bad. Really bad. Whatever. I think even if I wear a hat, somebody will be able to see the hair under my hat and know that I botched this and tried to do it myself. So hang on, I'm going to brush the hair off my shirt here, because that's gross. This is why they put a poncho on. It's all slippery, so it doesn't just get stuck in the fabric. I just figured that one out. Okay, so now I'm going to brush the hair off around my head here, so that you're not confused about what's my real hair now and what's the hair that I cut off. Okay, so let's give it a once over. This doesn't look great, but that never looks great. It's just I don't have very good hair there. It's lopsided. So let's see. Let's take a look. I'm going to take the camera off the thing so you can get a closer look. Okay. This is the left side that I really screwed up. I managed to fix it a little bit. This is the right side, which is slightly less screwed up. Top, not good, but normally isn't good. And then back, really bad. See this? Like this here? Where is it? It's hard to, this here is shorter than the rest. Somehow this is shorter than down here, even though I was using the same guard. And see how I chopped it a little bit into there too? I don't know how that happened. So, if you watch this whole thing, I hope that my suffering was entertaining. And if you should choose to do this yourself, hopefully you have a partner. I would say start with the longer one. Don't start with the very shortest one first. Start with the longest one. Maybe do a little once over on the parts that are supposed to be short. And that way you'll know how long it's going to end up. And then transition zone, I have no clue how. It actually wasn't that terrible. I think I ended up using like the number 2, the number 3, the 1/4, the 3/8, and then the half. That's how I did that. But I know the barbers actually do it with scissors, but I don't know how they do that, because my fingers are fatter than the scissors would go down. So how do they do it? That's why they're professionals. And we should tip them a lot of money when we get off of quarantine, because they haven't had any income for a while. All right. So thanks everybody for watching, and good night.